minor. Army Air Warfare Center deepens joint operation against terrorism in the Northwest. Abduction, TED Fund, and SCDC partner to strengthen security on campuses. All right, on page 7, Awujales 2. Fashion ruling house members protest alleged imposition. All right, we recorded over 246 fire incidents in 2025. That's according to Oyo Fire Service Chairman. News Central to partner foreign media to fight fake news. All right, Awujales 2. Avoid distractions in selection process. Media group tells Governor Kingmakers. All right, and ask your doctor page, sleeping after meals. I sleep poorly at night. Is coffee good after 70? Bow legs at 20. Okay, sleeping after eating. My husband's sexual addiction. Is COVID still around? Can sex be addictive? All right, those are the stories there. On page 10, is in our presence, 2 defendants called, the first to ask for purchase of human heart, as according to IPO. Lady who planned sending robbers to her boyfriend's house confesses it was to pay my sister's medical bills. All right, my husband slept with her lovers in our bed, broke my nose for complaining, a woman tells court. My husband paid only $150,000 as my bride price. That's according to the wife. I paid $350, not $150. That's according to the husband. All right, man kills Ang's wife for denying him sex. Spirits attack me anytime I want to sleep with my husband, woman tells court. All right, we also have my wife denies me sex, always detained by police for fighting me. That's according to the neighbors. All right, let's take some sports stories. Nwaneri competes lone move to Marseille. 2027 Makinde declares PDP sergeant, all right? And then we come to AFCON, dressing room now never affected Eagles, as according to Udezi. All right, that's as much as we'll be taking from the Saturday Tribune this morning. Over to you, Mitchell.
Well, I've got the Nation newspaper right here. Quickly, let's brush through the headlines from the front page. Canon Governor, 8 reps, 44 local government chairman, dump NNPD. That's the story on page 6. And yes, they say 21 House of Assembly members, others also exit, cite persistent internal crisis and leadership dispute. On page 2, Cardinal mass abduction. Our escaped from attackers, victim says. And that's a story on page 3. Says the bandits struck because of 17 missing motorcycles. Well, we'll take a pause on the newspaper review and go for a commercial. Right about now, I'll return with more stories from the Nation newspaper.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
Thank you very much for sticking around with us. We're still talking about what we have on the front page of the Nation newspaper this Saturday morning. On the center spread is Fubara impeachment. Court suspends order restraining Rivers CJ and refuses perpetual injunction, stopping the Chief of Justice from Chief Judge from acting on Assembly's request, adjourns indefinitely. Others head to Court of Appeal. You find that story on page 6. And of course, we have this one on page 13. Travails of farmers forced off their farmlands by miners, others in Niger. How missing Opral Benson was found in Liberia. You find that on page 4. Husband, wife reputed for closeness, died within an hour of each other. There's more of that on page 15. And on page 5, federal government restores electricity generation to 608 megawatts after grid collapse. Now let's flip on to the inside stories that we have. Well, of course, on page 2, panicking FCT community as 27-year-old woman slumps and dies in boyfriend's house. A Nigerian held for 6 weeks in Qatar cries for federal government's help. And Kaduna mass abduction, how I escaped from our attackers. That's a recounting of the tale by the victim. Says bandits struck because of 17 missing motorcycles. They threatened to come back and wipe us out. 38 persons snatched from my family. That's a survivor speaking there. More stories right here. Hawujale on page 4. Royal family members, traditionalists protest alleged plots to impose candidate. CBN calls for inclusive cash digital payment system on page 5. And violence across Nigeria affects people of all faiths. That's come from the presidency. Marwa to commanders, dismantle drug cartels, intensify sensitization advocacy. And of course, on that same page, Tinubu's reforms recalibrating Nigeria's fourth republic, says Dari. We have more stories right here in the papers, but let's flip on to what we have right here on Play. Yes, Slots rules out January signings for Liverpool. Kane reveals secret for sensational scoring form. Abeloa banks on Vinicius' revival to lift off Madrid. London calling. Rejuvenated Red Devils out to disrupt Ghana's start to match. And Dzeko shares motivation for joining Xhaka. Gay to make Man City debut against Wolves. Man City under pressure as Arsenal-Man United clash. And Guardiola says Manchester City chasing world's best in Arsenal. Now, the NPFL. Insurance stake 9-game unbeaten run against Shooting Stars. Let's flip over for something different now as we move on to some other pages. On page 26, Nigeria needs leadership reforms, reconciliation as restitution for 1966 heroes. On page 35, 10,000 Ekiti youth students march for Tinubu Oyebanji. Driver dies in multiple vehicle crash in Lagos. And of course, that is as much as we can take this morning on the Nation newspaper. Up next is the governor's activities. Don't go anywhere.
The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, on Friday, led some top government functionaries and service chiefs in the state on an on-the-spot assessment to the scene where 5 National Park guards were killed by suspected bandits at Oloka Village, Orire local government area of Oyo State. Addressing residents of Oloka Village, Governor Makinde commiserated with the families of the slain guards and announced a compensation of 5 million naira each for the affected families. He also approved scholarship for the children of the deceased, covering education from primary school to tertiary institutions.
First, I am not the one to shift responsibility. So I take full responsibility for this incident. Nǹkan tó bá yẹ kí ìjọba yín ṣe láti ensure pé ẹ̀ ń sùn nínú ìlú yìí àti àwọn agbègbè wa tẹ́lẹ̀ ń di ojú yín méjèèjì ìjọba yín á ṣe.
The governor, who noted that the community lacked basic social amenities, assured residents that the state government will provide critical infrastructure, including improved telecommunication services, solar-powered street lights, boreholes, and a sustained presence of joint security operatives. The governor also promised that the road linking Ikoyile to Oloka Village will be rehabilitated.
Ní ìlú Oloka yìí, á jẹ́ kí ẹ rí pé ìjọba wà ń bí pẹ̀lú yín. I'll be writing a letter tí mo bá ti padà dé ọ́fíìsì nsìn sí chief of army staff nta bá need to have a base, a forward base níbí Ọ̀yọ́ state government will provide it. So wọn ò ní lè padà wá sọ fún yín mọ́ pé kò sí ìjọba níbí.
Earlier in his remarks, the special advisor to the state governor on security matters, CP Fatai Owoshene, retired, hinted that 3 key suspects involved in the killing of the 5 National Forest Guards have been arrested and are currently undergoing further investigation.
Confidence to the people of this community that have been living in perfect faith. The joint security effort of all the security agencies have been in place to ensure visibility, to ensure confidence is given to them.
In their separate remarks, community representatives, led by a former commissioner for finance in the state, Chief Bayo Bankole, Pa Moses Olaiwola, and Princess Felicia Abioye, appealed to the state government to intensify security efforts and provide basic amenities to foster future security breach in the area. A minute silence was observed in honor of the departed souls. Following an on-the-spot assessment visit to Oloka village in Orire local government area, where 5 National Park guards were killed by suspected bandits, Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde paid a courtesy visit to the Olugban of Orile-Igban, Oba Francis Alao, at his palace. Speaking during the visit, Governor Makinde called for more cooperation from residents of the Ogbomoso zone, assuring them that more dividends of democracy will be extended to the zone's 5 local government areas before the end of his administration.
They are still available and together. Àwọn tó ṣe apá kìíní tó dùn, tí wọ́n ṣe apá kejì lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ tó ṣe dùn lọ, àwọn actors yẹn náà ni wọ́n ṣe apá kejì.
In his remarks, the Olugban of Orile-Igban, Oba Francis Alao, commended Governor Seyi Makinde for his role in reviving the Oyo State Council of Obas and Chiefs after it had been inactive for over 15 years. The monarch also praised the governor for various unprecedented achievements recorded under his administration and pledged the continued support of the people of the zone for Governor Makinde.
Security, welfare, development, àti àlàáfíà Ọ̀yọ́ State ni wọ́n wà. So people dey love for one thing by Excellency Engineer Seyi Makinde Ṣèkọ́ni. We appreciate you for coming here. Ó jẹ́ fẹ́ máa fi àkókò yìí sọ fún yín. Gbogbo gbọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n lórí ọ̀rọ̀ lọ́balọ́ba ìjọba ti ṣe pẹ̀lú wọn fẹ́ ṣe o àdẹ̀dúró tì. Kábíyèsí òpètù náà wà pẹ̀lú wa. Àti ní Oyo State Council of Obas àdètìlálága tuntun. Òun náà ni His Excellency Adéwọ̀lú Rasheed Ládọjà. Àwọn náà tún lè lórí àbájẹ́. Àwọn náà tún lè sẹ́nitọ̀. Àwọn náà tún lọ́ba wọn. fi kọ́kọ́ dá yín lójú gbogbo wa ẹyọ kan ni wá ní Ọ̀yọ́ state àti Ògbómọ̀ṣọ́ zone àti Òkè Ògùn zone àti Ọ̀yọ́ àti Ìbàràpá àti Ìbàdàn gbogbo wa ọ̀kan náà ni wá.
Dignitaries present at the event included the Onkpetu of Ijeru, Oba Sunday Oyediran, the Aresapa of Iresapa, Oba Moses Ajiboye, and the Balogun of Ogbomoso, Chief Saka Balogun, among others. Addressing the stakeholders meeting, the Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, said that the Special Intervention Fund for College of Agriculture and Renewable Natural Resources, Ladoke Akintola University of Technology, Lautech Iseyin Campus, will address accommodation for students and lecturers, Information Technology Center, ICT, Healthcare Center, and buses to ease mobility for students and lecturers. Governor Makinde, while responding to some of the issues raised by the stakeholders, said the Oyo State government had invested about 15 billion naira on the campus, stating that it will not shy away from taking necessary steps to ensure that the campus thrives.
We've seen private universities all over. How much do they invest? So I think government has played its own part and still playing its own part. We need to address the issue of discipline, and we have to be sincere. It's the future of our children that is at stake. Petty politics apart. I did not play politics when I was going around. I promised them, I asked people, saying people, what do you want me to do for you? If you vote for me, they said they want higher institution. I said, no.
The governor, however, warned that staffers, students, and residents of the host community must shun indiscipline and actions that can add to teetering problem of the fledgling institution.
Okay, you have challenges regarding, promotion areas, payments, pension, all of those things. They have to be looked at holistically. But some of the things brought up here can be addressed by the councils. And I know we have the capacity, we have the quality in the management that I've seen.
Earlier in his remarks, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council, Professor Ayodeji Omole, lauded Governor Makinde for his efforts, which led to Oyo State sole ownership of Lautech and relocation of all students of Faculty of Agriculture and Natural Science from the main campus of the university in Ogbomoso to the Iseyin campus. In their separate remarks, the Vice-Chancellor, Lautech, Professor Razak Kalilu, the President and Secretary of the Global Alumni of the University, Engineer Olale Badmus, and Professor Ige Oladiran, and the President, Iseyin Development Union, Alhaji Mubashir Aziz, appreciated the governor for fulfilling the institution's dream by solving the ownership debacle and the establishment of the college in Iseyin. They appeal to the governor to come to the aid of the campus with the provision of some facilities.
So our wage bill currently, we augment salaries with over 4 million naira monthly. I mean 400 million naira monthly. With all this coming together, I doubt if it will not be up to 1 billion. And the university is growing. People who retired are also on the pension list of the university.
The state government should also help and assist in the settlement of this issue of compensation to the 8 families that released land for the college in the 2 locations. And lastly, Your Excellency, sir, the community appeals for an upgrade of the college to an autonomous university.
Speaking on behalf of the student, Mr. Olabaju Istre thanked the governor for his visit to the campus recently, which he said had birthed some positive developments on the campus. Also in his remarks, the Aseyin of Iseyin, Obasefiu Olawale Oyebola, pledged the support and cooperation of the people of Iseyin for the success of the university, just as they cautioned students of the institution to always present their request without destroying properties and causing unrest in the community.
I, Ademola Timitayo Ademola,
do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear the allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Speaking after the newly appointed Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Mr. Ademola Ademola, took the oath of office and signed the oath book. The State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, admitted that his administration has not met expectations in the areas of waste management and environmental sustainability. The governor, however, assured residents that his government is committed to effecting positive changes in the sector before the end of his tenure, with the cooperation and support of the people.
Let me congratulate the director for your new assignment. I always say that the reward for hard work is more work. So it's more work. You can't manufacture new people. You can't manufacture new talent. So when people perform and they see them, and the state will remain after successful administration. But as well, so it really doesn't matter when people say, "Oh, it's the PDP, it's APC." In your state, we don't know. We only know talent. If we see talent, we will bring them on board to come and work for the people of your state.
While congratulating Mr. Ademola on his new assignment, Governor Makinde equally thanked the Oyo State House of Assembly for their express approval to the nominee without any rancor. Speaking with the press after the swearing-in event, the newly appointed Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Mr. Ademola Ademola, pledged that the issue of environmental waste management, climate action, and environment protection in the state will be addressed. He charged the people of the state to cooperate with the government and imbibe the attitude of cleanliness, environmental protection, and appropriate disposal of waste every day.
One of the reasons why we said we have to play down the Thursday sanitation is that we need to inculcate into our people an attitude or lifestyle of cleanliness. You shouldn't clean on Thursdays alone. And this time we will strengthen it. That cleanliness, environmental protection, proper waste disposal management, proper environmental activities should happen every time, not a Thursday thing. And I can guarantee you this time around, we're going to let out everything we need to do.
The event had in attendance the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Barrister Bayo Lawal, the Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Adibo Ogudoyin, represented by the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Mohammed Fadeyi, the Chief Judge of Oyo State, Honorable Justice Iyabo Yerima, represented by Justice O.A. Adit Joyi, the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Musbau Babatunde, Commissioners, and other top government functionaries.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys!
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on. Malaria gone.
All right, welcome. This morning it's a special morning on the Saturday special on the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. Of course, starting our interview segment this morning, we'd like to, of course, welcome Victory International Church, Rehoboth Cathedral, to the studio this morning. And of course, welcoming specially Bishop Taiwo Victor Adelakun, who is the presiding Bishop of Victory International Church and the Chancellor of Dominion University, Ibadan. But of course, represented here this morning is our own elder, Olufemi Yeroko, of course, an elder at the Victory International Church. You're welcome this morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
And it's good to have you here again, of course. A veteran broadcaster. It's good to have you in the studio this morning.
Thank you very much.
All right, of course, I would like to, of course, begin with what the church has, shortcoming, very, very soon. It's coming very soon. And of course, representing the convener, of the program, the Global Gospel Crusade. And, tell us, what's this crusade about? Why is this crusade coming in the first month of the new year? One would have thought that, look, all church major activities would have ended in December. But why are we starting the new year with this program?
Thank you very much. Let me establish my presence personally. I mean, you have made some introduction, but like John said in the book of Acts, he said, "Who do people think I am? I am not Bishop Adelakun. Yeah. I'm representing him on this program. So anything I'm saying it on his behalf of our Bishop TV, Taiwo Victor Adelakun. Thank you very much. Now, to answer your question, like you said, most churches do end-of-year activities. We also have done we did a lot of activities at the end of the year. But it's also important to start a new year at the feet of Jesus Christ. So the bishop had this vision. From January 2nd, we are only allowed to eat and drink on the 1st of January. From the second day of the year, throughout the month, 30 days of glory, it's engaged in prayer and fasting. Prayer and fasting for Nigeria, for the community, for our members, for the works of our hands, and things like that. So that to end that 30 days, it used to be 40 days, this year is 30 days, to end the program, God gave him the vision to have a crusade, so that it is not just restricted to members of the church. The Bible talks about go ye into all the world and preach the gospel. So we want everybody to partake out of the goodness of our Lord Jesus Christ, so that when things now begin to turn out in the new year, you know the source of your goodness in the new year. So that's how it came about. And it used to be, it didn't start from where we are now, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Okay, actually we are getting there now, because we know that it used to hold elsewhere, that's at the stadium, but now it's moved to the Wonder City. So we wonder why now?
So you have mentioned wonder about 2 times. So it's a wonder, really. Now it started as Ibadan Miracle Crusade, and it used to happen at the Liberty Stadium. But again, things of the spirit are not easily discerned by the ordinary eyes. when the bishop got a signal that the blessings emanating from this crusade should not be limited to Ibadan. It should become something global. And then we moved to to Wonder City. Wonder City is directly opposite Dominion University, and that's on kilometer 24 on the Ibadan Expressway going to Lagos. So that's the genesis of it. It has become bigger, much bigger than what we used, how we started. So Wonder City is where God has moved to, and that's where the Wonder Crusade, the wonders of God, the signs and miracles take place, and that's where we had to move.
Okay, so let's look at it. We'd like you to share some of the experience with us, what the crusades usually look like on a yearly basis. We know it's an annual event, as you've said, but tell us, how does this start? Is it a one-day program? Is it a two-day program? Is it for 1 week? Tell us how it works.
This year, 2026, it's a 4-day program. It's starting on Thursday, 28th, 29th, 30, and 31st. And then it ends on the 1st of February. The program starts at 4:30 every evening. Prayer, songs, ministration, praises, worship, and then the word will come through the prophet, man of God, Bishop Adelakun, and other anointed ministers of God will be there. There will be ministers in word, there will be ministers in song, and that's going to last for about 4 or 5 days. On Saturday, inside that program, a session is dedicated to ministers of the gospel. That will be at between 11 and 2 p.m., 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. So it's a full evening of activities, prayer, worship, and each day is dedicated to deliverance, healing, miracles, and salvation.
All right, now speaking about this whole thing, you said it's become bigger than what it used to be. Could you share the vision, the dream around it, the burden, the spiritual burden that brought this
up? Let me put it this way. When in the Bible, in the scriptures, even our Lord Jesus Christ was tempted. After 40 days of prayer and fasting, the Bible said he was hungry and he was tempted of the devil. But each time the temptation came, he said something. He said, "It is written." So this church is a Bible-based church. And everything that is, the dream is centered about the Word of God. The bishop has taught us several times. Do you know that God is a prayer answering God? But do you know that it is not all prayers that are answered? Because some prayers are not prayed according to the will of God. So, in the vision is such that we bring people to come and hear the word and hear what is written about them. When you sit down in a crusade like that and you ingest the word from the word of God about something that is written about you, you get answers. It is not a flippant gathering. It's not a social gathering. It's a deeply religious meeting, and it is my prayer that everybody that is hearing us, that has seen the flyer, the means of that were used to publicize this crusade, will make it a point of duty to attend. The crusade, which is Global Miracle Crusade, is taking place at Wonder City Crusade Ground, kilometer 24, opposite Dominion University at Wonder Hall.
You said everybody the other time, and then you have used global. So who are the people that can attend this crusade?
Now, when you talk about global, you might not be able to bring the whole world into Ibadan at the same time. But technology has made it so good that we have facilities to stream the program live on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and all the social media platforms. At the appropriate time, I think I'll be able to give out the social handles.
So as we plan to attend, what should we expect? What are the expectations that should be on the minds of people who would love to attend the program?
Well, I just said it the other time. People have different needs. My need and expectations will definitely be different from yours and different from that of my brother. So, but every one of us have God to talk to. The Bible says, Jesus said to us, he said, "Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden." And he didn't say one person. He was talking to all. So when you say we are expecting anybody that comes in contact with this program to come. And provisions have been made to even transport people to the venue. We would, I'll give you details at the appropriate time. So we're expecting if the whole of Ibadan can turn up at that venue, we will welcome them. But for people outside of Nigeria, outside of Ibadan, Abuja, Lagos, Benin, Uyo, Calabar, and every other place, every other major cities, they'll be able to watch us live. The program will be streamed live all over.
Let me quickly ask, the church, Victory International Church, do we have branches across the country? And now, if yes, what are the security measures that have been put in place as people come into the venue, because it's a global crusade? I'm sure people would also, as much as you want to stream live, people will also travel down internationally. So tell us, what are the plans on the ground?
You've asked me two questions. Now, the church has branches. While answering the last question, I've mentioned a few of them. We have branches in Abuja, Lagos, two branches in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Benin, Uyo, Calabar, Enugu, Abeokuta, Akure, and a few other places like that.
How about the north?
We have a church in Jos.
Oh, okay.
We have it in Jos. We don't have in Kaduna, but we have in Abuja. So, for security services, we have engaged all the military and paramilitary services that are available for protection. For security. Only God does protection. We can only provide the security as much as possible. So you have the road safety on the road, manning the road, because it's an expressway, people crossing from one part of the road to the next. VIOs and police and even Amotekun and the NSCDC people. All of them have been contacted and they will be on ground securing both the venue and the entire premises during the 5-day program.
Okay, now, the other time when I was asking, I meant, is there a specific group that you're targeting to come? Or there are some that you believe that they should come? That's why I asked everybody.
No, everybody is everybody. The young, the old. I've been talking about Dominion University. We have students in Dominion University, almost 1,000 of them are there. These are young people. They will also be part of the crusade.
From any denomination?
From any denomination. It's an interdenominational service crusade. It's not restricted to, and people are even coming from the hinterland. People are coming from all the 11 local governments in Oyo State.
Okay. So if people are coming in that number, you're expecting quite
a multitude.
Are there provisions for transportation for them?
Yes. We've made concrete arrangements for transportation. And this has been divided into about 5 categories in the different areas of Ibadan. We have people who live in Adekile, Olonshogo, and Boluwaji area. There will be buses coming from there, so they can join at any of those points. The second batch will be Omeadio, Wire and Cable, Apata, Odono, Mobile. They will be also, they can enter the buses, and they will be returned after the crusade. And then from the money axis, UI, Ojo, Songo, and Mokola. So we have batched them into groups like that. There will be buses from all those places. And then there will be Arapaja, Mogono, Odono, Kekere axis. People can join. The last batch will be Egbeda, Iwo Road, Muslim, and the toll gate, the other toll gate there. So from all those key points, the buses will be stationed there, and they will be leaving at different times.
Okay, so they'll be stopping to pick people.
They can pick people along the way as they come, because the buses will be decorated, will be so that you can identify that this bus is going for the crusade. There will be banners on them.
All right, so this year, no doubt, of course, there's a special ministers' conference, that has been scheduled as part of the
for
program.
Saturday.
Yeah, for Saturday. Now, tell us about the ministers' conference, when it's going to start, the venue as well. Who are the ministers that, who are those you refer to as ministers and that are expected to attend?
As part of the calling of the bishop, apart from the core church mandate, he has also been called to minister unto other pastors. So he has a collegiate which is called the International IFCM, International Fellowship of Charismatic Ministers. And that body has ministers of the gospel in Ibadan from virtually all parts of the town. So all of the ministers in the IFCM will be attending. And any other minister that is listening to us or has come in contact with any of these apostles will be available. Any minister, even those who have a calling of God on their lives and are not really too sure in what direction they want to go, they are welcome to attend the meeting. The meeting will be taking place at the Wonder City Auditorium. We have a Wonder Hall. It's a church there, apart from the Crusade Ground, and that will be taking place on Saturday at 11 a.m. We will end about 2 a.m. just before the day's crusade begins, and that will be on the 31st of January.
All right, now we know that when it comes to events like this, spiritual, people want to be connected not just with the word, also with song. What the ministers
also
with song music,
okay.
So that they will be lifted spiritually. What are those we are expecting? Maybe some people would feel like, okay, I want to come and listen to the ministration from individuals like this. What are those listed already?
Okay. I do know that we have 4 standing groups of choir in the church. Okay. But apart from that, or apart from those, there are other ministers in songs that will be coming from outside. I don't have their names readily with me, but and this will be on a daily basis, not just for one day. So the regular choir in the church will minister. Other ministers of God will minister. I happen to know that Pastor Denton will be one of those that will attend.
Okay. All right, now let's talk about testimonies. We know that over the years that this annual event has been ongoing. We're talking testimonies, people coming back to praise God for His glory shining forth through the crusade. Can you share maybe some that have struck your mind over the years?
Or even your personal experience?
Yeah. No, I don't have a personal experience. I cannot, except my own personal testimony. Okay. But in terms of testimonies, I'll get there. In terms of testimonies, people are encouraged to give testimonies of God's happening to them. And a lot has happened. There have been people who have been barren for many years, who 10, 11, 12, 14 years, who have now delivered. There are people who have international jobs that have not that are not even that you didn't even applied for, and they've been shortlisted, and they now have their jobs both locally and internationally. Testimonies are many.
Now,
and there are healings as well. Healings, different types of healing. They do come, and it will be wonderful for people to come. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the lame will walk, the sick will be healed, and deliverances as well.
Okay, so it seemed to me like this international or global crusade is God has studied to international miracles from the testimonies that you've mentioned. Now, so this, to my mind, gives an idea of what people should expect. Now, tell us, what are the other programs or plans that are inculcated into this crusade that people can actually benefit from?
Principally, the crusade is what happens at the 4 o'clock to 6:30 in the 7:30 in the evening. But it is from such meetings that, especially salvation, which is about the most important reason why the crusade is put together. As many as we are, may it surprise you that if it was any of these worldly musicians, you normally see how many people throng such events. But when it comes to things of God, you still have to manage to convince people to attend. So that's the key part of it. Salvation is important. It is our hope that people who are in the valley of decision, deep down in the valley of decision, will attend and come and meet God, so that they will be in such a way that they will become members of the body of Christ. In fact, when we have people who give their lives to Christ in numbers, that is the greatest achievement of a crusade.
Okay, so we're in 2026, and believe you me, I know that God has a lot in stock for people. And I'm sure that as we're about entering year 2026, Father in the Lord, Bishop Adelako must have given the word of God as to the plans that God has for people in year 2026. Can you share with us the word that God gave him for Nigeria, for your state, for our lives as Christians?
Towards the end of 2025, God spoke. We had a program in December called Rehoboth Program, which theme was Ebenezer. And from that program, God spoke through his servant that in 2026, I will help you. So 2026 is our year of divine help.
Amen.
God says he will help us. He will help Nigeria. He will help the works of our hands.
Amen.
He will help Nigeria. You will agree with me that Nigeria needs help. Not just against Boko Haram alone, even against the economy. And it is our belief, because if it is from God, you know the way I started, I said, if it is written, the Bible talks about worm Jacob. Who is a worm? Jacob, who is a worm? How can he help himself? But if God says he will help, he will help. And we are not talking about help of man. We are talking about help from God, help from heaven, and I believe that God will help us in 2026.
Amen. All right, as we call it a wrap now, I would like you to recap the venue of the program, the time, and the date the programs will be coming up.
Now, the program is Global Miracle Crusade. It's starting from Thursday, 28th of January, and it will end on Sunday, the 1st of February, 2026. The program is 4:30 p.m. daily, except for the Ministers' Conference on Saturday that will take place at between 11 and 2 p.m. before the Saturday crusade starts at 4:30. The venue is the Crusade Ground at Wonder City, which is opposite Dominion University, Lagos Ibadan Expressway. For those who might be interested, who might have other inquiries, we have these numbers. I don't know if I can get these numbers on the screen, but then if you cannot get it, I can still call them out. It's on the, oh, thank you, God bless you. And apart from, we spoke about the people who are going to attend physically. Our websites are, you can go through our website, vicintchurch.org. That's VICINTCHURCH, vicintchurch.org, O-R-G. And then on YouTube, Victory Media Rehoboth. On Facebook, you can reach us on Victory International Church or on the Bishop's personal page, Bishop Taiwo Adelakun. Any of those handles, the program will be streamed live, and that way we are not leaving anybody out.
All right, we want to say a big thank you to our dear elder Olufemi Yerokun, an elder at the Victory International Church, a veteran broadcaster, for joining us this morning on Saturday Special. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we want to send our greetings to Bishop Taiwo Adelakun, who is the presiding pastor or bishop of Victory International Church. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
And thank you very much. I'm sure the next time he will be available with you. It's just for the spiritual reasons.
He has always been available.
Yeah, I know he's always been available.
So we sincerely appreciate him. All right, we'll go on a break. And when we come back from the break, of course, we're going into another segment of our interviews this morning. Stay with us. Don't go away.
All right, thank you very much for sticking around with us right here this morning. We are now in the second segment of the interview section, and of course, we are talking about something that concerns each and every one of us in different angles. Now, the topic for this segment is breaking unpleasant news, and yes, there's a lot to actually talk about, because we know in every society there are moments when difficult truth must be communicated. News that disrupts comforts, alters expectations, and sometimes changes lives forever. And so, yes, there's quite a lot right here to unfold. But then this morning, we'll explore the art, the ethics, responsibility of breaking unpleasant news with two different distinguished scholars right here with us. And first and foremost, I would like to welcome on the program this morning Professor Babatunde Adegoke, a physiotherapist, medical practitioner, and of course a public affairs analyst. You're welcome this morning.
Good morning.
We also have with us Professor Adebayo Oluwole, who is a counseling psychologist, and he looks ready for Saturday. He's a special one today. You're welcome this morning.
Thank you very much. Viewers at home, I say happy weekend to you all.
All right. So as we say happy weekend now, I would like you to break it down for us. What do you understand? What should we understand about unpleasant news? What exactly makes it so special for us to talk about? And how does it affect us?
Okay. Thank you very much. Are you directing it to me?
Yes, you.
Okay.
No, you was.
Thank you very much. When we talk of news could be pleasant or unpleasant. News could be joyful or sad, and we all keep praying that we should be receiving pleasant news, joyful news. But there are situations, because life is full of ups and downs, and there are situations when situation may arise that there may be unpleasant news. Unpleasant events bring about unpleasant news. It could be business or professional sad news, or individual sad news. Maybe somebody is to be dismissed from his place of work. Somebody is to be sacked. Maybe somebody is to be laid off for one reason or the other, maybe based on his disciplinary issues, or maybe because the organization is not making profit, and out of 200, they need to lay off 70 people or 100 people. Such is an example of unpleasant news. Or somebody who has been diagnosed, like our hospital people, the person has been diagnosed with maybe some ailments, maybe that we say are for now incurable, or maybe they are manageable: cancer, HIV/AIDS, diabetes, hepatitis, and whatever. Or maybe loss of a close person, maybe a close friend, a spouse, or whatever. Or maybe the house gets burnt down, or maybe somebody invest in cryptocurrency like the MMM people. So, and for one reason or the other, the thing crash, or maybe somebody is involved in accident, or maybe having severe burns from some domestic or industrial accidents. From time to time, all this could be, or somebody lose an election after investing huge money, and is eager from his lieutenant to know where the party belong. Do we win or lose? So all this, or maybe somebody's child from school is sent back home. Maybe the CGPA is very low, or somebody, a parent who trusts his child so much, but for one reason or the other, that child engaged in drug addiction, and he has landed in psychiatric unit of the University College Hospital. And we need to inform the parent about the beloved son. So many instances where sad events will surely bring about unpleasant news.
All right, so you are quite specific with the University College Hospital there. Now let's go to the man. Yes, it's a robust conversation that we're going to have. So why is it very difficult from your own background? Why is it very difficult from your experience? Why, and what are the things surrounding it that makes it seem so?
Well, when you break the so-called unpleasant news. Now, why do we call it unpleasant? Because it's not the type of thing you want to hear. For instance, somebody has an health issue. He doesn't even know what it's all about. All of a sudden, you have discovered that, recently I had a friend who was having just stomachache. Unfortunately, it was discovered that he was having an advanced case of stomach ulcer, which has eventually led to cancer. Now, how do you tell that kind of person that this is what you have? And I said advanced. That means it's beyond, it's a matter of maybe months before it passes away, because it has spread to other parts of the body. So how do you break that kind of news to somebody? So that's why it is a bit very difficult, because the person you are breaking the news to, the way that person is going to receive the news is very important. Because if you don't break it the right way, that may be what will knock out that person completely. I recalled some years back, I was just going to work, the house of a neighbor, he was just putting up the structure. We had the sound at night, but I didn't know what was happening. The house was down. And that man comes there every day. So I had to go and ask people who know his house at Malefa Lafia, trace his house, and went to him. And you see, that would be, more pleasant for him. I just told him, Prof, it seems the wind that occurred yesterday damaged part of your house. That is better for him than for him to come and then suddenly the house that was there the day before is no longer there. That man may just collapse and go off. So that's why it is very important that we be very careful the way we break unpleasant news.
Okay, Prof, I want to begin with you by asking, whether we like it or not, let's be realistic. Unpleasant news is unpleasant news. You cannot but break unpleasant news.
Yeah.
And when you were speaking earlier, you were saying something around how to break unpleasant news. As if there's a format, as if there's a process, as if there's a style to breaking unpleasant news. As a psychologist, you shouldn't also forget the fact that our shocks differs. So it doesn't matter how unpleasant the news is, but it's about the person receiving the news.
Sure.
No matter how you break it. There's some people you break news to, you'll be laughing, and they'll be laughing while receiving it. But trust me, give them 20 minutes, they go into their closet, they will completely break down. So the question there is, how do you break unpleasant news? You give us an instance.
Yeah.
So how do you break unpleasant news?
Well, like I said earlier on, the way you break an unpleasant news, we determine whether that news is more acceptable for the individual or not. Now, I give an example of somebody whose house just came down, and I had to go to him. Now, I could call him on phone and say, Prof, your house is down. That man may be harboring maybe high blood pressure or something. Mere hearing that may just, throw him over. But going to him, making it more gentle, that a portion of the house is now left for him to come there. So by the time he was coming, he was already prepared to see some damage to his house. It's only the extent of the damage that he didn't know. So he was already prepared. You see, there are ways of, if you have conversation with the movie, what do they call it? That Yoruba something. You see them. That's not the way. Most of the time, especially in the hospital, you see family members asking, doctor, Bawoni, how's the... And all of a sudden, we lost him. Or we lost her. You don't share that kind of... You don't tell somebody who is standing. You call that person into a setting and you gently break down that news. Not that you just say shapala like that we lost him. You lost who? And you'll have seen that in such situation, the person you are breaking the news to may even become violent. Holding the person who broke the news, pulling on that person, and if care is not taken, you can even get injured for breaking that bad news.
We'll get there. Let me call to Professor Oluwole, who is a counseling psychologist. He just gave an instance, and to my mind, if you ask me, is it not even better to break the news where other people are? I'm coming. I have a reason for saying this. Imagine you took a patient's family member to your office to break the news that that person had passed on. And you started by explaining, and the person says, look, tell me what exactly is the problem. And you say it, and you're there alone. And the person strangles you. No, it's also about being, because, you know, I said it earlier, Prof, that it's about the makeup of the person you are breaking an unpleasant news to. It's not about the news or the person breaking the news, irrespective of how you are breaking the news. So I come back to an instance where he said someone's house collapsed. Trust me, if that professor did not have hope or financial resources to put up that house back, no matter how you said part of the house collapsed, there are tendencies that if he had BP, high blood pressure, it will still rise, irrespective of how the news is broken. I'm just coming to the realistic part of life. So what's your take, Prof?
Okay. Prof is right. There's a process for everything. Yoruba people will say, Beti oba gboyinkin, inu e baje. When we talk of sad news, we talk of unpleasant news, we know that ultimately it generates sadness in an individual. And unpleasant news usually come with sadness, usually come with disbelief, shock, anger, guilt, at different degrees in different persons, as we have said, personality differences. And for that reason, there are different protocol and framework for breaking unpleasant news. Even in Yoruba land, our own culture, we are very rich, the culture. When it comes to breaking unpleasant news among the Yorubas, they try as much as possible to study the personality of the person. They look at antecedent. They try as much as possible to see if it is a person that can be approached all alone. Maybe he has the maturity. Are you getting it now? And the wisdom to be able to stomach such sad news. They look at the age of the individual person. And that's the reason on many occasions when something unsavory, unpleasant happens, in some cases, they will send the most elderly person in the family to go and visit the concerned person. And by the time he comes, the person will have the premonition that all is okay. Since when have I seen you? Then the elderly person will start to bring out some proverbs. He will pray for the family. He will start to bring out some words, wise wisdom that will prepare the person for the eventuality. Before he will say, well, it's a pity what has happened has happened. In some cases, they may decide to send groups of people to the people. By the time they see 3, 4, 5 senior distant family member, something will tell them that something has happened. They may not know. In some instances, they will discuss, should they meet the person at workplace or at home? And ultimately, they will ask, have you eaten? Or has the person eaten? They will tell the wife to cook for him, to calm him down, and whatever, as the case may be.
What will the food do?
Because after somebody receives a sad news, it has a way of shutting down the serotonin hormone, the dopamine hormone, feel-good hormone in the throat, that all food will be smelling to you.
So at least that food will last.
So now in the modern setting, there's spike protocol. When we want to break sad news, one of it is the setting. What setting should I break this news? Is it in the church when the person is in the church setting, or at workplace setting, or at home? When will you get home? There is something we need to discuss and whatever. Or in the personal office of a professional like medical doctor. The way we receive news differs. Then perception. What will be the perception of the person? Before we can talk about perception, we have looked at the gravity of the news. And that's the reason in some cases they will say, Edam, say Omo Reni, Omo Bibi Reni, Abi Basodo. Say step mother Reni, Abi Yare Gangan. They will start to, because they are looking at what will be the perception of the person.
So in essence, you are saying, Prof, that tradition, culture, and social norms influence.
Go a long way in influencing how we break news in different cultural settings.
Even the one he's talking about, that's what is used professionally. There are different approaches. You know, he was talking about spike.
So
different approaches. And you know, the first thing I mentioned earlier was setting. The setting must be right.
Yes.
And I said, you know, you don't break a bad news by just calling somebody on phone. Even if he's driving, he can have an accident. So because it gets terribly disturbed.
As well being applied. Applying tax.
Yes, tax. Tax is very important.
So which is more influential or impactful when breaking unpleasant news? The perception.
All of them are very
No, I'm saying is it the psychology of the receiver or the setting and everything done by the person who breaks the news?
All of them are very important. Let me give you a practical example. If somebody has medical history of hypertension, high blood pressure, for example, you see that Prof said that he informed that person, the victim, that it seems some part of your building has been affected. Before he gets to the place, he has summed it up. What is the extent of what has happened to my building? Is it a fence? Is it front? Is it roofing? Is it whatever? He is already mentally prepared. And that's the reason why information is inside Spike. Knowledge is inside Spike. Emotion is inside Spike. Strategy is inside Spike. So all roll into one because we need to consider. There's for some years I taught psycho-oncology classes in radiation department, counseling practicum for our students on how to manage cancer patients that are moving towards the end of life. In terms of reuniting with their family member, in terms of facing the reality, in terms of setting home properly, in terms of, if you believe in the ultimate being, trying to mentally align yourself with the ultimate being and all those things in order to make death and dying much more easy for the patient.
And let me quickly, I remember I spoke with a woman some time ago, she was sharing with me how her husband passed on.
Mm-hmm.
And she said her husband never told her that he had cancer.
Mm.
And up until it was in a critical state that she got to know. And of course, the news got to her. And at that point, she tried to make frantic effort to ensure that, if the cancer could travel abroad for treatment and all of that and all of that. But it didn't happen because it was too late. And she explained how family members blamed her for keeping the news away from them. There's another instance I know very well. That man and the woman got married. The husband did not allow the wife have close contact with his family. That's how he wanted it. And until the man passed away. Maybe at one point or the other, the woman met one or two of the family members. Until the man passed away, nobody knew that he had cancer. And it was after he died, the news was broken, to other family members. And they also blamed the woman for allowing the man to die. He was sick, you didn't tell us, so how are we sure you're not the one that killed him? I'm going back to this cultural practice and all of that. Today, you have said there's a procedure, but trust me, 85% of news are broken on the phone.
Because of
that doesn't make it right.
It
doesn't make it right.
There's a socio-economic and political shift in breaking news.
What led to that? What's the cause of that?
There are different motives.
Please go ahead and explain it.
For example, today, many people want to trend online. There are many hungry bloggers. Today,
hungry and angry.
Today, you will be hearing breaking news. When good thing is happening in Nigeria, in our climate, wonderful things. Government is making effort to do things. Individuals are doing wonderful things. It will not be breaking news. But that urge to be the first to blast the news, even the concerned person will be reading it on the pages of a newspaper or online to say, so. Maybe he saw the surname. Then he quickly click to see.
What's supposed to be the adverse effect of seeing your own news breaking that you're not even aware of?
Or the person died, like prominent people that they say have died. And they say that.
And you are reading the news of your dying.
You understand?
Obituary.
Even not your own, maybe the closest family member. You have not even been told. But you see the breaking news. Now, what is supposed to be the effect of such a news on individual family members seeing such a news being broken on social media?
You see, that's exactly what Prof has been talking about. You see, when you hear unpleasant news, there are things that happen to you. One of them is shock, especially if you see something on the social media, just reading it. If I recall a family member who's, I think the father died, is outside Nigeria, and he got to see it on the social media because somebody just not minding that
spill the beans.
The child has never been told. You see, that is more, in that kind of situation, it has a greater impact that somebody even calling that situation, the family member will have a way of, announcing the passing away of the dad than somebody reading about it on the social media. So I think the damage, that's one of the damages that the social media is doing to us. And you will recall that a number of public people have been announced dead. Only for us to now find out that they are still living.
They are still alive.
In fact, some of them have been announced maybe 2 or 3 times to have died.
All right, Prof, now, I think at some point we would have to agree that for some people, it's still part of their job to do it. Say, for example, now there is an accident that did happen, and then there are reporters on the scene of the incident, and then the cameras are there, and they have to make the news on the hour and all that. you know, they have to put some stuff out to follow the news. Now, whatever it is, they'll still have to do their job. Now, the question I'm going to now is this, you know, for reporters, aside reporters, for other people who try to do their job, is there an ethical obligation to always tell the full truth, regardless of the emotional costs, regardless of everything? Is there that ethical obligation?
Yeah, there is. There is ethical obligation. I believe so. Because you must also look at the consequence of the news you are putting out there. Now imagine, some weeks back, this boxer had an accident. Anthony Joshua. Now suppose somebody who was not even there, now breaking news, Anthony Joshua died
in a
on
fatal
accident along Lagos-Ibadan Express. And the family, the mother is in UK, got to see that. Look at the impact. You can still bring about the news without giving all the details. The details are still sketchy. Yes, people had injuries in the accident. You don't even need to mention names at that point in time. I know you are talking about your own ethics, but you should be also thinking about the consequence.
No, there is the ethics, the 5 W's and H you can take away. You have to give information, or else you are giving fake news.
No, that doesn't make it fake.
The issue is this.
It doesn't make it fake.
The issue is this. Yoruba said, "Ọ̀rọ̀ to be careful."
Yes.
When we are talking of unpleasant news, whatever process, one will have to break it down. But there are some cases that you are trying, you are mainstream journalism, you are in mainstream journalism, but there are many that are unorthodox journalism these days that they will give information as if they were there, whereas mainstream will say somebody like this involved in accident, details later, or investigation is still on. So as the snippets of information is coming in, they will be giving it. And don't forget that one of our very popular media platform in Nigeria at a time was seriously fined by the NBC. So because there are protocols. And even in the protocol we are talking about, in the SPICE protocol, how do we break the news? Who do we break it to? What is the extent of information we will give out initially? How do we help the person,
Prof,
to be able to stabilize? You just don't drop the news bombshell. In some cases, they will, maybe somebody that is not having good health initially, they will have prepared some medical regimen and medical expert to be very close, to be on standby. But there are many people, all this with Android phone and iPhone, standby effect. Anything that happens like this, they will just be recording it
happening now.
Right. And in some cases, some people will see it and faint. Even the information we share on Facebook about maybe kidnapping, about terrorism, some people, that's why they used to say that view at your discretion, because it will remain vivid in the memory of some people and they will be highly traumatized.
All right, Prof.
So there are processes, there are ways to break news. Despite that, there are economic reasons, like I've said, why people want to be the first to break news. There are political reasons. On many occasions, when sad happenstance happen to a political figure, like maybe his house got burned, maybe government pulled down his house, maybe his son has problem or whatever, the opponents will be so glad that they will be the first to say, let's throw this to the people.
Prof, now, first off, I would like us to speak around this same conversation, but in a different light. Where do we draw the line on honesty and compassion? 2, is it justifiable ever to withhold some information?
No, he didn't talk about withholding.
No, I'm just asking.
He's talking about bringing information.
I understand what you said. I'm only asking another now.
But you mentioned something that is right. Empathy is very important.
It's very important.
Show that you care and you understand the situation of that person.
Yes.
If you care, then you'll be in a better position to break the news. But if you don't care, that I don't care what happened to you, your husband is dead. So he died in a ghastly motor accident. That means you don't care. You have not put yourself in the position of that person. That if it were you and somebody just called you and told you that way. So in that kind of situation, if you know somebody who is close to the person whose husband died in a motor accident, that's the person you will call first. So that person we've seen it even in our Yoruba movies. There are situations, this man now has a second wife. No, he even has a second wife. And you see the family members will gather. The wife will just be seeing them. The wife will just be seeing them coming one after the other. So after some time, they say, so
can you imagine just like that? Well, I want us to also look at, so let's assume that the news had been, unpleasant news had been broken without following the process. In such cases, what are the implications on the person who received the news? And how can we handle such a situation? Let me begin with Prof.
Well, the impact on the person who received the news, whether you break the news steadily or
instantly,
is still there. But we are just talking that if you follow due process in breaking the news, the impact will be lesser. Not that it will be absent. It will still be there. And one of the things that we know, which is the most common one, is shock. The shock is still there. For instance, somebody who doesn't know that the husband has cancer or something, just being told that or he has been nursing HIV/AIDS for quite some time, and the wife didn't know. Yes, there are people like that. So what will happen is that, yes, the news has been broken the wrong way, but it's not enough for you to just break news and disappear. There is still follow-up. Yes, this follow-up is important.
Yes, strategy.
Yes, that's part of the strategy. There's follow-up.
How do we help?
How do we help? How can I come in?
How do we retrieve the body? How do we plan for the...
Because those are the things that get people worried.
Death certificates. Because the person will not be in a state of mind to think of anything. Confusion
is maybe there.
Mind of the person.
Since we are speaking about
trauma.
Let's talk about the principles that should follow when it comes to breaking unpleasant news. What are the principles that should be followed?
Yes, that's part of what we have been discussing before, that there is framework. Even for medical doctor, they train them
specially.
Nurses, they train them for that. I think a basic communication skills with medical laboratory science students at College of Medicine. There are protocols, and like we are saying, in summary, like me and Prof have been saying, we want to list them out clearly. The first thing is the setting of breaking the news. What's the setting? You will see that in some cases, some people will call that they had an information that something like this happened. You are aware of it, but you will say, no, I'm not so sure. Give me a few minutes to get back. Because you are trying to shield and protect the state of mind of the person. Because if he has sudden mental breakdown, he could land in psychiatric unit and may never recover. So there is a way we adjust to good news. There is a way we adjust to bad news. In some cases, some good news may have bad consequences for the receiver. And that's the reason why some people that win $2 million, $10 million jackpot, go and read it. They have heart attack and they die. Yes, it's not only bad news that can
why
that
can
can
have attack?
shock.
Shock of good news.
Is it happening to me? Is it true? Am I me?
So the spike to the heart.
So the spike to the eye. The hypothalamus region will remain wide open. Then the rate at which the blood will be pumping, the cortisol release in the adrenaline, then it can shut the person down. Wow. Now we are saying the setting. This matter is not issue I can discuss with you on phone. You have to see me. For me, kilo sele, tell me what happened. As he died, it's true he's dead, but you cannot say, yes. And since you are expecting it, just see me. Setting matter or meeting the person in a good environment. You can't meet somebody in the marketplace and say, like when a friend died in office, whereas he has initially called the wife that he wants to eat rice and beans in the evening of that day. He has dropped the children in school. He said, rice at our loom, he said, to go data see in Bodija ni ìyàwó àti wọn fi sọ wípé kó wá sí school. Say you understand, you can't just say why he's buying pepper. You now said that my first of all you pay ọkọ rẹ ti kú. Ọkọ tó ní ìṣe rice. So setting matters a lot. Part of setting is who ikato tosimu ilafiremu. Many people, it is not the sad news that happens to them that will pain them later. They will sit down to say, based on the gravity of this thing, the veracity of it, it is so person they are sending to me to tell me X, Y, Z.
So it's part of the trauma.
It's part of it. Then perception matters. How will he take it? You see in some cases, medical doctors, maybe the husband died. They will not call the wife to say they want to break the news. They will want to find out who is a senior caregiver. Or maybe he has an uncle. Or the wife herself has a more senior person. They will say, I want us to discuss. This is the situation of XYZ. What do we do? Are we getting it now? So, in a way, you need to buy their confidence that what you are telling them is authentic and you are doing it with empathy. Empathy is very important. Information, like you said initially, it is highly illegal. And people have been sued for withholding vital information from them. We have had situations where we have several discordant couples. The wife is negative. The husband is HIV positive. Right from when they were dating. And the man didn't disclose it to the wife. When they get married, that's when he informed the lady. And it leads to litigation because that is marriage on deception. So we are not saying we should withhold information from people, but we should be tactical about it. Somebody whose child just left the campus, the child informed the parents that is on campus preparing for exam, whereas she has followed her friends to another town for a weekend. They went swimming and that's how she got drowned. In that kind of scenario, are we going to just pick phone to call the parents that, are you Mr. and Mrs. Lagbaja? Something like this have happened to your daughter. We need to be able to see how we pass the information. So information is very what? Is very important. Knowledge. Educating the people. These are the consequences. Medical doctors have high-level emotional intelligence. Somebody that has 3 months to live or 4 months to live, they will still be playing with you. They will be smiling with you. They will be saying this and that. But in a way, they have a way of bringing in to you to clearly educate you so that you have that expectation that, okay, anything can happen. So far, so good. We have not had an effective drug to manage this problem. You are passing an information. Insofar, with the prognostics, if you go ahead with the operation, well, the survival chance is 50, maybe 50-50 or 25%. So, are you getting it? You are indirectly telling the person that so in a way, then empathy must be there. Some people have sympathy for people. Some people have empathy. Some people have compassion. Doctor, there are 3 different things.
When you were speaking earlier, you did mention that nurses are also trained. But I don't know whether it's not in this climate.
Okay.
When things happen,
yeah.
The way nurses, oh my God, the way they speak to patients.
The issue is this.
Is enough trauma to kill.
The issue is this. In the world today, we have one of the best medical and nursing education in the whole world. And that is the reason why our professionals are hot cake in UK, in US. But now, the issue is this. The issue is this. Some people pass through school.
And school didn't pass through them.
There's what we call emotional labor. Emotional labor has 2 types. We have deep acting and surface acting. People that are misfits in the job. We have mechanics that are misfits, lawyers that are misfits, lecturers that are misfits, pastors that are misfits. In every job, we have bad apple theory. There will be some people that are not cut out for the job. They are just, because of the salary or whatever, they are just trying to. It is those kind of nurses that have surface acting emotional labor. They don't play the vital role that they're supposed to play. At times, the pregnant people, they may say, and whatever. So, and because of our cultural nuances, many people usually forget about professionalism. Once they size up an individual and they feel that maybe it's the 3rd born or last born of their mother, they feel they can disrespect anyhow, which is very wrong. So for that reason, a 25-year-old pregnant woman that's supposed to be, her boundaries supposed to be respected. But a 50-year-old woman will feel that my 3rd daughter is your age mate, so for that reason, I should talk to you as a mother.
I think the other related issue, especially since you mentioned cases of nurses, I think the other related issue is sometimes the pressure of work gets to people.
At times, pressure of the work can make you.
Because if you look at, let's look at a ward. Maybe you have 1, 2, or 3 nurses covering a ward for maybe 30 or more patients. And one calls there, another calls there, and usually at night, they are even less in number. So in that situation, when they get, as a human being, there will be a point in time when they get so stressed and they will just snap.
They will snap.
So, and that happens occasionally. We know that happens. And even the nurses also know that it happens. It doesn't make it right.
Yeah.
But
we are trying to find an excuse for what is bad.
Because a lot of times when things like this that we just mentioned happen, 1 or 2 persons would have committed suicide before you remember that, indeed, I mean, the person was stressed or is out of workload. That's the point.
Well, the issue is
because
this.
sometimes I wonder if it's not the same institution that trains the doctors and the nurses.
You know what? When we are talking of a practice that is unacceptable, that is unprofessional, there are few scapegoats in Nigeria. Many of us, when we get to Nigeria airport, MMA day, once we land like this, we are at liberty to do anything, to urinate here, to throw things here, to do things. But in developed countries, where there is CCTV, even that is an emotional labor among nurses in developed countries. I don't know why nursing is so distinct from
maybe because they spend more time with the patient.
With the patient, because they are front
the rest of us, yes. They spend more time with the patient.
So, all right, as we start to wrap up now, you mentioned something earlier, and I want us to note the differences, because I need it, you need it. Even if you have known it before, I think we need reminders, and people out there also need it. What are the differences? Compassion, sympathy, empathy. At what time should we utilize any of these tools?
Okay, thank you very much. When we talk of sympathy, human being, generally, broadly speaking, we pity people that are in a helpless situation, helpless and hopeless situation. Like maybe accident happen, some people get injured, some people will say, so sad. Loba Paris.
That's sympathy.
So that's sympathy. You can have sympathy for beggars, sympathy for elderly people. Say, so sorry about that. When we talk of empathy, you are trying to picture yourself being in the position of that person. And for that reason, you are trying to imagine that, if you are in this elderly person's position, it will be difficult to sit up. It will be difficult to go to toilet. It will be difficult to do X, Y, Z. For that reason, let me not add to the problem of that person. Are you getting me now? And you can even go ahead to provide psychological support for that individual person. When you are having compassion, you leave every other thing you do, and you are dragging or lifting that person up. Is compassion. Like in our own cultural setting, when somebody is bereaved now, some of the sisters, aunts, they have meaningful engagement. They have their work they are doing, but they will take excuses and they will come and cook for the person, sleep in the house of the person, and whatever. That is being on compassionate ground. It's not everybody that will have that, but it's cheaper for us to at least have empathy for people that are in sad situation. And it is very important for them too, for everybody, to learn to be resilient. There's what we call tragic optimism. Let me shock you. When I got the montage, the promo for this whatever, I share it in some platform. Then I share it in our church and community platform. Then later my wife saw it and called me and say, irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ló yẹ kẹ́ ẹ mọ́ gbé sí kínní, ẹ yá yọ kúrò, ẹ púlẹ̀ dání, kò sẹ́ni tí nǹkan dáadọ́ ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sí, kò sì sẹ́ni tí nǹkan burúkú ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ sí, kọ́ ló wọ́n ṣàánú wa. So in a way, people want to wish things away. Whereas when you are resilient, it will help you to be able to sum life up that good.
And I think that's actually the problem that most of us have. We always very optimistic, hoping that only good things will happen to us. So when bad things happen, we are not prepared to take it. Like I normally tell students, when you take an exam, it's either pass or fail.
Yes.
But you can increase your chances of passing by the way you prepare. But you still have the possibility of failing. So that when you fail, you don't go and commit suicide.
Like the undergraduate that committed suicide due to gambling behavior.
Okay, our time is fast spent, and we want to sincerely appreciate our guests, both persons. Of course, we've been discussing breaking unpleasant news this morning on the program, and of course, our guest